What's up, everyone? So we are in her truth. I know it's kind of like different me saying it, but you know, it is what it is. So, Taurus season. We're talking about Tauruses today, and I'm super excited because I feel like even though I make a video once a month, you know, I still feel like this has helped me so much to get out of my comfort zone, because I feel like sometimes I'm partially a hermit. So like this is kind of like helped me to like get out of my comfort zone and like look at myself on camera, because it's still hard for me to kind of look at myself on camera. So I mean, it's been a positive experience, and I've also got to discuss a topic that I really love, a topic that I really like, and a topic that is just really interesting to me, and it's always been very interesting to me, about astrology and how it's like it's a science and how it's been around for so long, and it dates back, you know, to way before BC. It dates back to AD. It dates back to probably the beginning of time, as far as, you know, we know. So I think that it's a beautiful study, and I think that it helps us to get to a place of self-mastery, to be able to know ourselves a little bit more, because astrology, I don't feel like it tells you anything that you don't probably already have an inkling towards. It just kind of gives you that concrete, like, okay, wow, this is why I was feeling like this, or this is why, you know, I see it this way, or my perspective on this. And a lot of it has to do with the different signs that are in our chart. So saying all of that to say, because we're bringing it around to our last video about the signs, Taurus. So of course, you know, Taurus is like, I feel like super special to me because I'm a Scorpio. And so like today I was sitting down, and it just kind of made me have like a revelation about like the different axes and the polarities of the signs. And just, you know, how I feel like for a Taurus to be balanced, and for a Taurus to have, you know, like those, you know, have a good life, have a balanced life, they have to have some of those Scorpio traits. And the same thing is for the Scorpios. This is my daughter Amari. And for the same things as a Scorpio, two Scorpios, I feel as though, you know, I have to have some of those Taurus characteristics. So when we talk about Taurus, we're talking about Venus. We're talking about an earth sign, and we're talking about the fixed earth sign. So a fixed earth sign is like, okay, we say fixed. And so we say fixed and we think stable. We think all fixed signs, they're going to come to a point where, you know, they may swing or they may go side to side, but they're always going to come back to that stability. They're always going to come back to that groundedness. And so I feel like Taurus is like the double sign of that. Like they're the groundedness, and they are, you know, the earth, the real, like, in the groundedness inside of the earth. They are the tree that has, you know, that has bloomed and that has flowers on it. You know, they're not like the baby twig that's coming up with Aries. You know, like this is the, you know, like this is the, like the full blown kind of like, this is the tree. You know what I mean? And this is, you know, the things that are able to survive from the tree, the birds and the bees and, you know, the different insects and everything that lives in this tree, the abundance and the richness that Taurus brings. And so, you know, when we talk about Taurus people, how this energy expresses itself through people, I think that it's like abundance, you know, it's richness. It is having the things in life, you know, those tangible things. And that's what really makes a Taurus really comfortable. I think it's having like those tangible things, you know, like maybe the money or the shoes or the cars or the clothes or the job, that gives them this security. Like Tauruses are oftentimes the tree, you know, in their families, or the tree, inside of their relationships. And even if you have like strong Taurus placements, you know, like see where Taurus is in your chart, and, you know, like see where you express that energy as the tree, as the stabilizer inside of the different relationships. And so like when I think about Taurus people, you know, a few different people come to mind, but, you know, I think about And I think that this is the way that I interpret astrology, because once I learn more about the signs, then I start to look at different people and analyze them for who they are. And then, with that, it kind of makes me see, okay, so this is how, Taurus is expressing itself here. And this is relatively talking about people's sun signs. So, of course, it's not really an in-depth. This is like more so of just a scaling the surface, type of, I guess, observation.
I'm listening.
Like a scaling the surface, like observation. I think that Taurus people, a lot of times, they have a lot of, like stability, or they are stuck on getting that stability. Taurus people are, of course, people say that they're stubborn because of the bulls, but what I actually read about and learned about was the symbol on Taurus, of course, is the circle, and then you have like these, like these horns that go up, but the symbol of the circle is really like life, the earth, Mother Earth, the womb, which is, that circle of life, and that's kind of what Taurus represents. And then those masculine and feminine energies that make up the bulk of, life. And of course, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and so Venus is relatively like, it's a planet of course, like love and the things that we look at and we cherish, and I guess kind of like why we look at those things and why we cherish those things. Venus is like also like when we talk about Oshun in the Yoruba culture, and I love Oshun. And so she's actually the goddess that's placed on my head according to my birthday. So I don't know if you all follow that type of, we'll have to find out. I don't know, but that's because I was born on a Friday.
I was born on a Sunday.
You were born on a Sunday, so we'll have to see what Yoruba goddess is over the Sundays. So Venus is like, quote unquote, kind of like Oshun, which is the beauty, the abundance. And then Venus can also be like really like a feminine energy, but it can also be like that craziness that feminine energy possesses, that darkness and that, wild, chaotic type of energy that the feminine energy possesses. And so that's why you need that masculine energy to kind of come in and help to, because feminine energy is like, and then you have masculine energy that comes in like a ball, and it puts you in the gate, and it puts you in a fence, so it can help you to stabilize. It can help you to take form. It can help you to take form. And that's kind of what Taurus season is all about, taking form. Things manifesting, things that you've maybe thought about or you've dreamed about or you've been working towards. Taurus is harvest season. It's manifestation season. It's when your manifesting powers and your manifesting things are such at a high peak, just like they are when it's Scorpio season, because it has that same death and rebirth type of feel, because Taurus is like life and Scorpio is like death. Both of those things are needed, in that circle of life. The masculine and the feminine are needed to come together and form that circle of life. So I think that that's what represents right now in Taurus. It's beautiful outside. It's May. You have the birds and the bees and the trees and flowers, and it's time to go outside and have fun. It's the beginning of summer, so we're going into that time where it's like super, like, it's an amazing part of the year. Everybody really pretty much loves this part of the year. And so I feel like that is what the Taurus energy represents. It represents, that fixed, stable manifestations, abundance, that tree of life, that person who is in the center, and that person who is helping, other people, and, having its branches from its tree reach here and reach there, because it has an abundance of branches, it has an abundance of trees and an abundance of things that it can help with. So when we talk about Tauruses that are not experiencing this type of life, we talk about Tauruses who may be stuck in a lower vibration of the sign, which could be stubbornness, which could be also, when we talk about Venus, when Venus is not really in her highest, Venus can represent, are you okay? Venus can represent, poverty and heartbreak and emotional loss, and being emotionally unstable and not being able to really find that stableness that we see in Taurus. When you're in that lower vibration, it's hard for you to find that. So if you are a Taurus and you see yourself having these types of manifestations that come into your life, things that you don't want, things that you did not want to materialize, then we all have to take a step back and ask myself, is my vibration, really low? Are things that I'm doing, in accordance to, where I want to go? And of course, it's a discipline, and none of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody. She's like, no, you ain't perfect. Dang, little mama. But I'm not perfect, and a lot of the things that, I want to do, I do them. A lot of the other things that, some things have to slide off. Some things I have to, pick back up, or, whatever the case may. She's like flat ironing my hair. I'm supposed to be flat ironing her hair. But I'm like, can we do it tomorrow? Oh my God. Okay. So, but I don't even remember what I was talking about. Thanks a lot.
We're talking about Taurus and how they're not perfect and how they just have to be themselves and
Right, Taurus, they're not perfect. And no, I was talking about like how people are in like lower vibrations and that they want to get out of those lower vibrations. Then, things that they can do to get out of those lower vibrations would be, reading more, going out into nature more, stretching. Of course, like drinking more water, taking care of the things that you eat. And I know the diet is just like, to me, the most difficult part of a lot of things, because I enjoy certain foods, and I'm sure that you all understand that. So when it comes to a Taurus, I think that's doing right and wants to live in the highest vibration of Taurus. I know it has a lot to do with what they're taking in, because it's such a sign that has such manifestation powers, to the point where I know that Tauruses need to be having, a balanced diet. They don't need to be drinking too much or smoking too much or doing any of those things, because it can affect the way that, they're able to manifest, or the things that they are manifesting. And so I think that has a lot to do with the different stages of Taurus. Tauruses are beautiful people. They are very headstrong people. Tauruses
they're nice.
They are very nice. Do you know any Taurus?
I don't know what a Taurus. Is it a May baby?
Kind of May, like before May 20th.
Oh, well then a Gigi.
No, she's
a Gemini.
She's a Gemini Taurus, because my grandmother's birthday is tomorrow, which is May 21st, which I know this is technically the first day of Gemini, but we're still kind of on the cusp, so I figure, let's go ahead and get the video out. It's super unorthodox, but, this is my life, and it's been so Taurus season for me, guys. Like, things have really been manifesting. I hope things have been manifesting for you, and just eat right as much as you can, because I know that helps out a lot during this season with manifestations. Working out, being active, because Taurus is like, they aren't a Mars energy, but they do this. They're like an active energy, but it's like a Venus active energy. So it's that lady that she probably moves pretty fast, and she's around, but then at the end of the day, like, she's like, okay, I'm going to bed, and she puts on her facial scrubs and her mask, and then she goes and lays down in her silk pajamas on her silk bed and her silk pillows and sheets. Like, that's Taurus. Hard workers, but definitely are going to make sure that they take care of themselves, and they should take care of themselves, because they're the tree and they're taking care of others. So that is pretty much my synopsis of Taurus. My spiel about Taurus. And after this, we're actually going to start getting to some other, like different topics and different subjects. Just things that, I want to talk about, hopefully. Yeah.
Hygiene. That's my personal favorite.
Okay, yes. So check out our Empress and Emperor channel as well, where we are a nonprofit organization and we work with the community on character building through sports and holistic health. And my daughter, she's been a big major role in it, and she, likes when we talk about hygiene. So, you all have an amazing day, and this is Taurus season. Love all you Tauruses out there. You're absolutely amazing, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.